Chapter 11. The Refreshments. As George and Harold turned to leave the gymnasium, they heard the loud thumps of clicked wedding boots clomping down the aisle towards them. "I'm gonna grind those kids into head cheese!" screamed Mr. Ribble as she lunged for the two boys. George and Harold screamed and ran to the back of the room near the refreshments. There they hid behind two large wooden pillars. Mrs. Ribble approached the pillar and grasped them with her mighty hands. With a horrible roar, she pushed the right pillar over. It landed on the back of the luncheon table, causing the front of the table to flip high into the air. Unfortunately, this sent all of the food flying into the crowd. Candied carrots clobbered the kindergartens. The fatty fried fish frittered flipped onto the first graders. The sweet and sour spaghetti squash splattered the second graders. 3,000 thawing Timberley berries thudded the third graders. 500 frosted fuzzy fruitcakes flogged the fourth graders, and 55 fistfuls of fancy French fried frankfurters flattened the fifth graders. By now, you are probably worried that the wedding guests had nothing to drink and their lovely appetizers. Well, rest assured, the second pillar took care of that. Mrs. Ribble pushed the left pillar into the fresh fruit display, causing it to topple over, sending two large watermelons crashing down into two oversized punch bowls. This created two enormous splashes of tropical fruit flavor punch, which rained down upon the wedding guests like a torrential down. Now, no wedding is complete without a wedding cake. And when Mrs. Ribble kicked the ice sculpture over, the resulting crash sent the beautiful double-decker cake flipping high into the air right over Mrs. Ribble's head. "I've got you now!" screamed Mrs. Ribble as she grabbed George and Harold by their necktie. Plat! George and Harold undid their ties and ran out of the gymnasium screaming. "Man," cried Harold, "I thought we were dead meat." "That's what we get for going to school on Saturday," said George. But